be shooting the shits yet again, per usual.
Sure.
We have the always amazing Bria. Where do you, where did, a lot of people use a different name. I was just going to
Mhm.
bring that up because I thought about that last time. A lot of people
Mhm.
use a different name. What made you go with um, you know, your natural name?
My name.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was going to go with just Bria, but apparently there were a couple of other singers out there that they go by Bria, and so there was a moment earlier on where I first came out with just Bria and as my name, and then one of my songs, Spotify was confusing the two different artists, and so I was getting notifications about this other girl's songs, and I was like, wait a second, no, that's not me, and I'm not her, and so I had to switch it to adding Cherie to it, which is just it's half of my mom's name. It's spelled incorrectly because that's not how you spell my mom's name, but it's like a play off of her name, and so we're very close, and so I was like, that's perfect because I couldn't think of anything different, like how SZA as her name, but that's not really her name.
Right.
As I couldn't think of anything clever outside of just me, so I was like, I'll just add my mom's name to my name.
That's beautiful though, because that's honestly that's a hard thing for a lot of people to do is accept that it's their name because then it feels like it's more more personal, like more it's you instead of being
Hmm.
a persona. Is there
Yeah.
a difference between your persona and your as an artist and your everyday Bria?
Um, Maybe a little bit. I think the artist Bria is just more confident than the more day-to-day Bria. The day-to-day Bria is just like, all right, I go to work, I'm told what to do, I do what I do, and then I go home. But when I tap into the music side, that's when like I get more excited and more personable, more conversational, more confident. So yeah. There's not that much of a difference, but
I
yeah.
was just about to say because like you seem pretty confident in just regular, talking to you and everything. So it doesn't seem
Mhm.
like a stretch, you know.
Oh, when you're around me more, you'll see like, okay, she is a little shy.
So do you like being in groups of people when you're not on stage?
Do I like being I'm not always around groups of people, so I can't really say. I mean, I have some friends, and I'll hang out with them from time to time, but a lot of times I'm always by myself because I'm an only child, so I'm used to just being by myself a lot of times. So when I'm around people, I thrive, but I always have to feel people out. I'm definitely someone that gets vibes from different people and can read like who's a good person, who's somebody that I don't know, they rub me the wrong way. So I'm always reading people.
That's a survival skill right there. That's something that
Mhm.
I wish more people would be observant of, is just
Yeah.
the world around them and the people around them.
Mhm.
I realized a long time ago, or not a long time ago, really. It was back in 2021. I took my son on a trip to New York, and I said, we witnessed a fight, an altercation, and it was very specific what had
Mhm.
occurred. And then about maybe a year and a half later, I asked him, like, do you remember that fight that we saw in New York? And he's like, yeah. He told me an entirely different story than what happened. I was like,
That's not what
wait,
happened.
how did you not know? And then I started like probing a little bit. Like when you go to a restaurant, do you look around and see the people? And he's like,
Mhm.
no, I'm there to eat. Oh.
Oh
And then I started
no.
researching it and realizing that like there's two types of ways to process the world, and one is internally, like you're just constantly in there, and then there's the
Mhm.
external, the ones that are aware of what's happening around them. And he
Yeah.
is definitely that type. Like he is the other type, like all day. Would you say that you're aware of your surroundings at all time?
Of course, I'm from New York. I have to be. Like
Yes.
you're dealing with millions of people every day, and so you have to be aware of who's around you at all times. I mean, just the other day, you just talked about an incident. There was an incident at Penn Station. It was a shooting, and I was just there an hour before. Yeah, hour before it happened, and I woke up the next day. I saw the notification there was a shooting. I was like, "Oh wow, I was just there." So it's like you never know what can happen.
Thank you. That's severely. We had an incident at Florida State, and it
Mhm.
happened like when the shooter started. That's literally the same place I go to every single day, and where I start my day, I would have been there naturally, but I had happened to choose online classes, so good to go
Mhm.
on my side. But my wife was there, and she was right at the parking lot, which is right across the street there, and she was planning on going over there. She just was a little bit late, so like
Mhm.
the chances of things happening, like and not being observant, not knowing what's going on, like that's in this day and age is craziness. We've had a mass shooting every day this week for a week straight.
Yeah, and
That's
nobody's really talking about it.
nope, nope, not at all. Like the only thing that they're talking about is like, okay, we need to do something about it, and the answers are, that's a hard place to get to. Like,
Mhm.
I know a lot of people don't want to talk about those issues, but it's like we got to get past it because we need to get on to the more important things. Like, that's a very important thing, but this is only one thing. We got a lot of things to deal with. Uh,
Yeah.
so, New York is typically a y'all don't have guns in city, right? Like it's illegal to have a gun in city. Is that how it is?
I'm sorry?
Like you can't have guns in New York City, right?
Oh no, yeah, there's no gun zones and
Yeah.
everything like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Our
So
gun laws here are very strict. Yeah.
do you feel like that's and not to press you on the hard issues, but like is that do you feel like that's a that you like that law like the way it is, or do you think that it should be different, or how does it work for you?
Um, I mean, I can't speak from experience. I mean, my family has some protection, but I can't really speak too much to it other than you saw earlier this year that the young man that went into, what was it, the NFL headquarters here in Manhattan, and he had the gun, and nobody seemingly did anything. So it's like we have those laws, but I think there definitely needs to be some more, amendments and additions, and across the country, of
Yeah.
course. So I mean, just because there's laws, it does a law is just, it's just words. People can still do what they do. So it's like we still have to. There definitely needs to be some more reform for sure, because it's insane at this point.
I agree. Entirely. Like, and I'm pro gun, but anti crazy person having gun.
Exactly.
Like it doesn't stop people. It doesn't stop criminals, like you said. It's just words. It doesn't stop criminals from attaining guns. But
Hmm.
at the same time, I just don't want to hand them out to everybody just because it's like.
Exactly.
So you're right. Amendments and people actually thinking about the issues and going for them. Um,
More mental health checks before these people get. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
100% of the time. I
Hmm.
mean, you're how hard is it to get a vehicle? Like like you have to go through, you have to test for it. They're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
That's definitely you can kill just as many people with a vehicle as you can with a firearm. So
Exactly.
but how many tests do you do for the firearm? Oh, zero. Okay. It's like what? There's a
You
logic there.
drive, you do your driving test, and that's it. You never get tested again.
Now that is something that needs to change too, though, because like I know some of these drivers, y'all need to. I don't know that they would pass you at this point.
Hmm.
um, so like, okay, so real life issues. So like, does your album have more than because I know love is a constant,
Yeah.
and that is a constant in your throughout your albums. I know you said that the album came out. I'm sorry, the song you had a single come out 2 weeks ago.
Yes, 2 weeks ago.
All right. How is it? What's that one about? Because I don't think I've actually heard that one actually.
It's called No, it's brand new. It's called Boy Toy. That one again, it's still on the love spectrum, but it's a little more spicy, a little playful. It's about changing the power dynamics of a relationship, and just the woman having that feminine energy luring in the man, and letting the moment happen, and challenging the man to just do what she wants to have a good time. So it's a playful song, but I think you want to lean into some serious stuff right now.
No, absolutely not. It's always. I was gonna lean into the like. Does your album ever cover, like the pressing issues or something that's maybe hard to talk about that's outside of the your normal realm, which I love.
Hmm.
I love what you do automatically. So
Hmm.
we can keep it that way forever. But I was just curious if
Yeah.
your mind ever goes there when you write.
It does. And I think now more than ever, it is important to talk about, what's going on in the world around you right now. And so I've been making it a point to put a focus on that in the next song that I'm working on, and that's going to be on the album, and probably some more. It's not gonna be the only song, but yeah, I definitely want to talk about what's going on and give my little take on it, and hopefully other artists will start doing the same too, because we can't just act like nothing is happening.
Right. That's kind of where that's kind of what I was getting at, because like it is. I mean, it's always great to have the. I mean, love is a forever emotion. It is always going to be there, and it
Hmm.
changes, but only in certain ways. It still cycles around the same, feelings and so on.
Hmm.
Do you find that it's difficult? Because I was just having that conversation with someone else about. It was about money, and I kind of like paraphrased a Hannibal Buress bit, and it was about like he said, money. I'm tired of hearing about people singing about money. There's no new way to say that you're getting money. I got money. I've got the most money. I'm about to get more money. So
Yeah.
like, there's no new way to say it. Stop saying it. So I wouldn't say that about love though. Like there ain't no. I mean, there's a million ways to express that same emotion.
There's a million. I think too, because love is more vulnerable. You're opening your heart up or closing it depending on the situation. And money, it's so materialistic and it comes and goes. It's like, who cares?
Yeah.
What else do you have to say?
That's fair. I mean, that's exactly it. I mean, you're not going to say that you've made more money than anyone else in a different way that makes it original, but I will say that you know I still like stacking up songs. I still like a hustle song,
Of
um,
course.
but it's more about the hustle. Like if you tell me about how many things you have, I don't. That's irrelevant to me. Like, but
Right.
do
Yeah.
you feel like you ever want that the braggadocious amount of money? Like, do you want to be a billionaire?
Uh
I
I
mean, everybody
mean,
wants to be. I'm not gonna say
everybody
say, but
wants to
yeah,
be. Everybody wants to be, but I don't know if we really understand what comes with being a billionaire. I don't know. I mean, realistically, if someone handed me $1 billion right now, I would love that, because there's so much I can do, whether it's for myself or for others. And I think that's the thing, is like, I think I would want to help people. I do want to help
yes,
people, because there's so many people that are in need of help. And I think there's a lot of people with money that choose not to do anything. There are that do, but they keep it under quiet hush hush. I'm just gonna quietly donate, and that's fine. But I think there should be more people. There shouldn't be just billionaires just running around and not helping people. So.
I agree entirely. I mean, I think that that's kind of that's the point of having that amount of money is to. I think Bill Gates said it, even though I don't necessarily like his politics or his goal. I
Hmm.
just, but he did say he's like, I earned all this money. I can't take it with me. I don't plan on dying with it. So like, I'm gonna give it away before I'm done. And that
Right, you
is
can't take it with you. Yeah.
now. I will say, what would you do with $1 billion? What would you do with $1 billion if you were handed it right now?
If I was handed it right now, hmm. I would definitely open up some more community centers, in inner cities, in the rural areas. I would help with the famine. I would help with, health. There's so many things going on all over the world. Those are just little things, not little, but,
I was,
little
I was gonna say,
ideas.
it's not little. You're
Yeah.
changing lives.
Changing lives right now. Yeah, definitely. There needs to be more things to help build up the next generation of kids, and I think having those different programs and schools and community centers and teaching. Yeah, yeah.
So it'd be philanthropy is the primary thing. Normally when I ask somebody what they would do if they were given $1 billion, their very first thing is like, "Oh, I would go do this. I would go buy this," and they thought about themselves immediately. Like, and
Yeah.
then maybe a later thought is, "Oh, you know what? I would help some people," but that's a very short portion of that explanation. Yours was
Hmm.
literally nothing for yourself, everything for everyone else, which is that's awesome. Like that
Hmm.
tells you where your heart is at. So
Yeah,
you're in the
man.
right genre.
Of course.
So with caring about people, with caring about with your focus on love, like what do you base your I'm sorry, rather, how do you protect yourself from like being that vulnerable, and getting out there and actually putting your feelings and emotions and caring a lot, what how do you protect yourself?
Um, I protect myself just from I like I said again, I read people, but also I ask a lot of questions. I'll ask people if in terms of dating anyway. If it's dating, I'll ask guys, what their opinion is on certain topics, or just from basic conversations, even if it's not anything super serious, but if it's something that they say that rubs me the wrong way, might come off a little misogynistic or a little ignorant, depending on whatever the topic is, it automatically turns me off. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to be bothered with this person. Or I sometimes what will have I'll challenge that logic. And they don't a lot of times guys don't like when you challenge their logic on something. And I'm like, well, what you said doesn't make sense here. And then we
Right.
go back and forth, and then I know from there, okay, let's go to the next person.
Yeah. Well,
That's how
and
I
a challenge isn't a bad thing. Like if you can, I like to change my mind. Like if somebody, it doesn't matter if it's a girl or not, but if
Mhm.
somebody wants to, if they can present information that I can look into, especially like it's not just hearsay and so on, but if they can cite some information that actually lets me perceive it in a different way than I wasn't able to, I'm
Mhm.
willing to take it in. I'm willing to change it immediately like that because I'd
Mhm.
rather be correct than just keep, confirmation bias and echo
Right.
chambers and such. So
Mhm.
I think that makes for a more interesting dynamic.
It does, but a lot of people don't have that self-awareness and to open their mind and have that discussion. They just believe that they believe what they want to believe, and that's it. That's it. They don't want to hear another opinion.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Do you are you able to? Because every relationship has its issues and so on. Do you feel like you're able to see it from somebody else's side when you're in an argument with someone, or is it like, well, no, I'm obviously mad for a reason, like, and hold on to it?
It depends on the situation. I would say, yeah, I mean, I'm very easygoing in a way where, if what you're saying, I can maybe understand it, but I'm still like, okay, but there's a reason why this rubbed me the wrong way. So yeah, it depends.
Let me go. Let's go personal. Since we're on dating, let's go personal. How long is your longest relationship?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
And if it's not too much, like if it's not too crazy, because I ain't trying to go all there. But like,
Yeah.
what? First off, how did you meet?
It was during COVID, so it was probably one of the apps at the time.
Right, right. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's today. That is today.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so what what ended it?
He was well. The problem was it was a long distance situation. He was in the military, so it that didn't help either, and there was just a lot of miscommunication and lack of communication, really. And yeah, it was a lot of the different things going on, but those two big factors was he was away most of the time, and then also the lack of communication.
Yeah, that's those are.
Yeah,
I mean, literally, that's the biggest thing right there is just communication. I mean,
yeah.
the distance isn't so bad if we can talk. Like, I
Hmm.
get that entirely.
Yeah.
Because isn't that? I mean, that's like the number one thing. Like a psychologist will say, a relationship psychologist, they'll be like, you got to be able to communicate, see each other.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it's crucial.
It is. Yeah.
Number one fight most people have in America used to be, it used to be money oriented, like every single time. Now,
Mm.
biggest fight in America. Can you guess what it is?
Communication.
Nah, it's where are we
Oh.
going for dinner?
Oh, wow.
That causes more fights, evidently, than anything else. Now, I can say that's true with me and my wife because I don't care. What do you want to eat? Whatever you want to eat. Well, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Whatever you want. Okay,
Does
but
she cook or do you cook?
oh no, she's definitely the cook. I can burn cereal.
Oh.
Like, I mean, I can cook, but if I do cook, I don't know what it is about the process. I get turned off by eating it. Like, I'm not gonna be just
Mm.
eating that. Like, just
Oh,
because I
okay.
saw how it was made, I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm not one of those ones that eats while they're making it and stuff. Like, I can cook. I just really don't. Not if
Mm.
I'm planning on eating it with you. Um,
Mhm.
and she understands that, and she's an amazing cook. Like, she's a billion times better than I could ever be as far as that goes.
Okay.
Are you much of a cook?
I am. I'm a decent cook. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite
Yeah.
What's your favorite meal to cook?
Favorite meal? I would say salmon. Salmon is my favorite. So I cook some mean salmon with the pasta and the.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
You go
Yeah.
pasta with it. What kind of sauce is
Yeah.
that then? It'd be a white
Kind of
sauce,
so.
yeah.
Sometimes it's lemon pepper. Sometimes it could be like a honey glaze type of situation.
Oh
Yeah.
snap! Oh snap!
Mhm.
You know where
Shaping
we're
it up.
eating at. Yeah. That's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Did you learn to cook on your own, or did you have a family member or anybody else that taught you how to cook?
My family, my mom, my grandmothers, they were chefing it up, and I would just watch as a kid. I would make homemade pizza with my nana. So yeah, growing up, my family taught me how to cook.
Getting it, getting it.
Yeah.
We're trying to teach. I was trying to teach my oldest daughter how to cook, and she just was not. She was not getting it because she cooks like me.
Oh no.
Like so, it was just like, she's like, I'll tell her what the instructions are, or let her read the recipe, and she'll go, yeah, and then just completely ignore the recipe and just go off on like, yeah, this should be here,
Oh
and
no.
it would be
Oh
pretty
no.
bad, but I'd try and work my way through it, and we ate a lot of hamburger while my wife wasn't here, like she wasn't here for 9 months. Dude, we ate a lot of hamburger, like a lot, or we're
Oh
eating out.
my. Uh.
Yeah, that's dad life. But my youngest,
Mhm.
so she loves everything that my wife makes, but
Mhm.
she said she said, so I want you to. She tried to teach her how to cook. She goes,
Yeah.
I don't have to know how to cook. She's like, why not? She goes, because I have you. You're not always gonna have me. You're gonna get out on your own. She's like, no, no, no.
Mhm.
Like I'm gonna live on the property or in this house, and you're still gonna cook. I
She's
was
like, you can't get
legit,
rid of me.
yeah. Like she's the one though. She's the one that when I get old, she's like, I'll take care of you. My son,
Aw.
ain't no way. Like he said he would, but he'd be like, hey, I haven't seen Dad in a week. Oh, I should probably go give him something. Like, nope, gone. And the other one, she goes, I'm not gonna be here. I'm gonna be somewhere else. Like, yeah, go travel
Mhm.
the world, do your thing. She's the one
Oh
that's most
no.
like me. Do
Uh,
you, when you were a kid, did you know what you wanted to be?
I did. For people that don't know, like I started playing music when I was 3. I was playing the piano and getting introduced to music and everything. But I come from a musical family, so I think it just came into my DNA of music and being interested in it. And I said when I would sit at the piano and play, and I was, learning different things, I was like, Bria, I want to be an artist, and I always knew that, and so it's been a long time coming, but yeah, I always pictured it in my mind, and I was listening to Alicia Keys and playing her stuff, playing Stevie Wonder stuff, and I was like, "Ah, yeah, this is what I want to
Wait.
do."
So you was obviously very musically talented, not only from your background of having a family that's in the been been doing this, but
Hmm.
also just like that's a that's a pretty when you say Stevie Wonder like and going on to Alicia Keys like they don't play. I mean specifically Stevie doesn't play easy things to play like to mimic.
Hmm.
So that means
Yeah.
you've been really at it. Do you read sheet music or do you do by ear or what?
I do both. I can read music. Haven't done it in a while, but I'm taking a piano class now again, just reviewing and honing back my skills again, and I'm like, yep, I can still read it. So,
That's perfect. Like the fact that you
yeah.
put, I think going back to either school or lessons to review something that you already know is
Hmm.
amazing because then you have context to compare it to.
Yeah, it's so different now as an adult versus as a kid. Like I'm seeing it in a different way. So it's been cool.
What's your? Do you play any other instruments? Like I know piano. Like do you play guitar?
I oddly enough, I do have guitar. I do have to practice it. I still haven't gotten the knack for it. So I'm like taking my time, like let me just review the piano again, get that down pat again, and then I'll jump back onto the guitar and give that a try. It's different. I know sonically piano and guitar are the same, but it's just a little bit different with the finger patterns and
It's the way. I mean, tactile. It being tactile it matters. Like
yeah.
me personally, I'm not very good at guitar, but I can play the keys. I mean, I'm
Mhm.
not good at anything as far as instruments go, but I dabble.
You
Um,
yeah.
but So what I've been told though by people that play both the guitar and the keys is that once you learn the fingering for the piano and you get the translation, it just becomes second nature. I was like,
Mm.
okay, well, hopefully that'll come soon because I've been working on
Yeah,
it.
that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
What about? Do you have any interest in um, other instruments or even other styles?
Um, no, I can't. No, no. I think because I just been so focused on piano and then guitar. It's like that's already a massive amount to learn and relearn. But I've always had an affinity for the violin. I've always loved that. So I admire people that can play the violin.
Me
I
too.
see this lady when I'm going to work every day. I always see every other day there's this lady that she plays the violin in the subway. And so I'm always like, oh wow, she's so cool.
That's it's funny that you say that because like my girls, the only real instruments that they wanted to play originally were was the violin, and it was because of what was her name, Sterling, Lindsay Sterling.
Ah.
Just because they heard, I think they heard like the Imagine Dragons song, whatever their popular song was. I don't know.
Hmm. Hmm.
But they heard that and they heard her playing it, and they were like, it opened their mind up to go, oh, you can play stuff other than classical music. Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds beautiful, and I think that that would be really cool. I'm like, go for it. Like, let's.
Mm.
Neither one of them want to jump on it. Like, both of them went to chorus instead. I was like, all right,
Hmm.
cool.
Okay.
Unfortunately, for her, not for, well, maybe for the people around her. My youngest,
Yeah.
she wants to be a singer so bad. She's always just wanted to be a singer, but she sings like I do, so it's not ideal. Um, and we told her we'll give you voice lessons.
Gotta get her some lessons.
That we said we'll get you voice
Hmm.
lessons. She's like, I don't need them. You definitely need,
Oh,
like, everybody gets voice lessons, like no matter what.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even the best singer in the world, they get voice lessons even when they're at that level. And she's like,
Mm.
okay,
She doesn't need
she considered it, and she's like, I just don't think I need it. So no, all right, I can't be real with you. You're like
it.
the only
Right.
person in the world. I'm not gonna be real with you.
Hmm.
Lindsay Sterling. Yep, it was Lindsay Sterling. My wife just helped me out on that.
Hmm.
So what um, what drove you to be in the genre that you ended up, being in R&B? Like, what made you go to that genre specifically?
It speaks to my culture. I'm a African American, so we invented every genre, and so, but R&B, it's who we are. It's who I am. I don't know. That's a good question, but I don't know what else I could be. Like other
well,
than me.
I mean,
I love soul. I love hip hop, the drums, the bass, the just rich culture that comes with R&B. And I love how we're just, for my people, we're taking back the different genres. We got
yes.
Beyonce and country, and there's this other singer, Raven Lene, and she kind of has this pop song that was on the charts. So it's like, it's just beautiful to see us expressing ourselves in all the genres. But for me, R&B is just my bread and butter. That's just who I am. So.
Is it because that's where you feel? Is it because that's where you feel the most connected, or because that's what you want to project, or is it just that's what comes through? Like that's when you think of a musical idea, it's like done. It's already in there.
I think that's what's true to me. That's just what I connect with. Because again, I grew up listening to jazz. I grew up listening to Ella Fitzgerald's and the Billie Holidays and
Yes.
the Louis Armstrongs. And so when I'm thinking of music, I pull from those sounds and those sonics, and that's just who I am.
That's the jams right there. Like that is
Mm.
like every single one that you just mentioned is just like I we were riding in the car, me and my wife, the other day, and I was listening to I can't remember what song it was, but it was soulful. It was a soul song, and it just
Mm.
had me like it grabs my insides. It just tightens it up. Like I could just feel it, and I was like, "Do you get that feeling?" And she said, "Well, no, that's not. I mean, she doesn't. It doesn't hit her the same way. Like
Right.
that's craziness. Okay, so you it doesn't. No, no.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. It is what it is. Like everybody's interested in different, something else grabs them.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you like other genres? Do you like reggae or
Hmm.
dance hall or reggaeton?
I do. I listen to different genres. I love, like you said, reggae. When I hear some good stuff, I love who's somebody out right now. Burna Boy, he's really dope. Um, there's some Whiz Kid is pretty cool. So yeah, I listen to them. I listen to some rock stuff. Um, yeah, I mean pop, of course. If some good pop, I don't know. Some's not for me, but here and there.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I can
but I
find something
definitely
in every
dabble.
genre. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something for everybody. Yeah.
Have you listened to much K-pop at all?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
I,
That's not for me.
my last okay, so I don't really like pop, but K-pop, it was very interesting to me because of um, now I couldn't name a single group or anything
Okay.
like that, but I'll listen to it because it is very dynamic. They have like however many people are in that group, like it could be from 4 to 9 guys or something like, but they'll every single one gets a different production behind them. Like they mix the
Right.
song and every one, and I'm like, okay, that I can mess with that. Like kind of like SZA does a really great job at doing that. Like her sound is original. That's what I can say.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely
Mm-hmm.
pop still. I still consider it in the pop genre though. Would you say
Yeah.
so, or
Yeah.
do you think it's more in the hip hop?
I would think she blends both pop and R&B. Um, and of course, because now she's crossed over, everybody considers what she does pop, but she definitely leans into to the R&B side as well here and there. But yeah, yeah.
Is there any new artists that really like that grabbed you recently?
New artist. It's hard to really grab my attention. I'll be real. I would say Raven Lene. I just spoke about her a minute ago. She's really talented. I love her voice. I love the music that she creates. Who else? Duran Bernard, incredible R&B singer. He's amazing. I went to his show earlier this year in Brooklyn, and it was so incredible. Oh my God! So I would say those two off the top of my head right now. Yeah.
I love I love live shows. That right there is probably my favorite pastime of anything that I do because it reconnects me every single time I go to a show. It reconnects me to the music.
Hmm.
It's like this is why I do it. And like looking at the
Yeah.
experience, like everybody, you're essentially like just your emotions or your subject matter, whatever it is going into the crowd, and that is amplified and it's amplified or in orders of magnitude. Like how big of a
Hmm.
what's the biggest show you ever did?
For me, the biggest show. I'm still on the smaller side of shows, so I don't have a big fan base yet. So, uh, I would say it was a showcase. I mean, again, it's a showcase, so they're not really there to see just me.
Doesn't
But
even matter.
yeah, I mean, it was in Brooklyn. It was a Whose Mic Is It showcase, I believe, and so it was a big crowd there, so that was cool. But yeah, one day we're gonna get to the point where I could be like, oh yeah, I sold out this place.
It takes time. It really does.
It does.
And I keep telling artists that are on the beginning or they're in the newer part or the smaller part as far as the size of their demographic. Um, if you make one fan every single day, you focus on making one fan every single day, and that seems like nothing at the end of the year. 365. It's like all right, that's 360. That's
Yeah.
365 fans.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it takes 1,000 and you can make a living. It takes
Mhm.
5,000 and you can live for a lifetime. Like and it's just
Right.
5,000 people, but they gotta want to spend with you. They gotta want to actually support you, and real
Mhm.
fans will do that. Like these
Mhm.
fly by night fans that just they don't even listen to whole albums. They listen to one song after album. And they're like, yeah, I like that one song. Have you listened to anything else? No.
Did you? No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And it's
No.
the ADD. You mentioned it. The attention span of the fans is
Mhm.
much shorter. Like I know when one of the greats comes out with an album, everybody's talking about it. Maybe a month, maybe, and then
Maybe.
when's
Then
the
it
next
goes
time you put
quiet.
something out? They just gave you a
Yeah.
masterpiece. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like
Like give it a minute. Like gosh.
I think that's
Like
why
people,
it's
and I make a point to say this from time to time on my social media pages. I'm like, you guys gotta support us. I just made a video earlier today. It's like you guys gotta, support the artist and give it time and stop. Like, you expect so much, but then you don't give us enough to really keep doing it. And that's why there was a moment about a year or two ago where I was like, I might need to take a step back from music because of it's just so much money that we put into making recording and videos and it's like, but people don't really support it. So it's like, how can I keep going? And so, yeah, I mean, I also listened to Mariah Carey. We're just talking about legends. I just listened to her new album,
yeah,
and I was like, top to bottom, I was like, "Ooh, this is great work." So
yeah.
it's just, yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna have to
really
check it out,
great.
man. I didn't even hear about it coming out. I don't know how that's possible. Like I've been a fan for a long time, so
Yeah,
don't know. Like
yeah,
before
yeah.
this though, when's the
That
last time she put one out?
she did an interview recently. She was like, it's been 7 years or something like that since her last.
Sounds
So
about right.
yeah,
That's a long span to to just be bottling things up. Like she's getting that every year Christmas money, and I think she got knocked off last year for being the number one Christmas song every year in a row for the past who knows how long.
uh-huh.
Like so
Yeah,
she had to bring out an album. She had to remind everybody, hey, I still got
I'm still
I,
here.
yeah. Like, so would you ever consider doing that like Christmas album or themed albums like that?
um, Maybe. I mean, I think I'm hesitant because there's so much pressure for a holiday. Like, you really got to bring it to bring a holiday record. I think I can definitely do it. I'm always open to that.
I
So
know you can.
maybe
I already know you can because that's
I can.
I've heard the chops. I know.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just a matter of like it's like you said though. I mean, you do have to bring it. You have to bring something original to it. You have to bring yourself into it like pretty heavily because like
Mhm.
it. We've heard the song. We've literally heard the song our whole lives. Do something
Yeah.
with it. Um,
Yeah.
so okay, what's your? You said that you're working on completing the album there.
Mhm.
How do you have release dates? Do you have times, or are you just working it out? As it comes along.
I'm still working it out as it comes. I don't have a date yet because I'm still recording. So I finished recording at least 4 songs already. So the title, it's gonna be my debut album. So I'm like trying to mull over some names for it. I don't want to put my name as it is yet because there's a lot of pressure with putting it as a self-title name. So I'm like, let me think of something else first.
Isn't it
But
appropriate for
one
the first one though? Like the first one seems like the most appropriate.
and like I said, I've been thinking about it, and like I mean, if I can't think of anything else, it might just be me because it's going to be a reintroduction to me. I've put out 3 different EPs in the past over the past 8 years, and so but people still don't really know me. People know me, but they don't. Like sometimes people be like, "Oh, I know you," or I've seen your face," but da 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 da. And so I'm like, I think just maybe naming it just me is Bria is probably gonna be it.
Right? And then
Yeah,
they'll definitely remember it then.
exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you have any dream collabs? Like, are are you into collabing? And if so, like, who would be your dream collab?
I want to collab more. I've done it in the past, but it was very brief and it was just a one and done thing. But I would love to collaborate with Leon Thomas, who has that Mutt song. I don't know if you heard it. Take your time. What's the rush? Maybe I'm a dog. I'm a
Yes.
mutt. But
Yes. Yes.
yeah, but I would love to work with him. I would love to work with who else? Hmm. There's another singer, mainly male singers, because I want to do a duet, but there's a male singer that I've been following for a while. His name is T.A. Thomas. He has a beautiful voice. I would love to do something with him. But yeah, just there's some few names out there. But yeah,
So you're not close to the idea of collabing. So
I'm not.
Thomas, if you're out there, listening.
Exactly. Yeah,
um,
yeah.
and that's the real thing though. I will say that is that a lot of people they want to collab with a lot of different artists, but they never either a reach out, like they don't reach out to the artist and even see if it's a possibility, or they don't even
Hmm.
look into. I hate to say it because it's kind of hard to come back from or walk back from, but I don't really like the idea of paying for somebody to feature. Um,
No,
I don't
yeah.
like it. I just don't like the idea of it. If we're collabing and it's collaborative, then that's what it is. I'm not bringing somebody on for their name. I'm bringing them on because I like the way they sound and I want to work with
Mm-hmm.
them in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Would I pay? Depends on who the artist is, and it's not really about what it. It's not so much about what it would bring from their name or anything. It's really more of like how badly do I want to work with that person, just because
Right.
that. Yeah, that's another story.
What they can bring to the song, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, because you can hear
Yeah.
like when you write a song. Have you ever written a song that you could hear somebody else on?
Have I? Have I? I can't say yet, you know. I haven't I've mainly just been writing for myself that I haven't written something where I'm like, okay, and that's probably why I haven't collaborated or reached out to said people because I've just been so focused on myself, but I do have a track that could have somebody on it, but I did shop it to somebody, to one artist, but they never said anything. So, you know, maybe I might ask certain people, but you know,
Right, it's
yeah,
crucial. What about
yeah.
the? So I notice a lot of in hip hop, especially, and in R&B, is there's that crossover with the with a rap artist and a singer. Would
Hmm.
you be open to that, or is it mainly that you want to do a duet?
I've worked with two rappers in the past, and so I'm hesitant. You know, it depends.
It
And
definitely
also
does.
too, I'm very particular with the bars. So sometimes I'll get people in my DMs like, "Hey, I want to get on a song," but then I listen to what they have, and it's just not what I would like
Yes.
quality wise. So yeah, I mean, I'm open to it, but yeah,
It's got to be the right person and the right the right vibe, and I agree with that entirely. And the fact that you're very particular about who you want to work with, and not just like I would love to have people. Just some
mm-hmm,
artists are like that, where they're like, I don't care who it is or what their skill level is. I'll put them on the album no matter what because I want to work with people.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine if that's what you want to do. But me, I'm so particular.
I think that's a good thing. I think that being
Yeah,
mindful of who you put in your songs, you only get so many musical impressions. A lot of people, it's only one. So
yeah,
make it the absolute best one.
make it count.
The same thing about um, about taking a while on an album. Like, do you think that do you feel rushed to put out the album after you put the single out? Do you feel rushed to produce something or put something out at any time?
I do feel pressure, mainly just from myself because I know like I said, I'm very particular and I take this very seriously, and so I feel like okay, I already put out a song, I got to put out another, but I'm like, wait, I got to give this one time. I still got to get a video. I'm working on getting a video together for Boy Toy. So there's pressure just from myself, not
Yes.
from anybody else. But I'm excited about putting together a full project. I think it's long overdue. So yeah,
How long? If you could remind the people how long you've been at it.
I've been at it for about a year and a half now, working on this album. So just figuring out what I wanted to different sonics, different music, different producers, finding the right people. That took some time, and so now I finally found a couple of people that that are different from the usual. So I'm looking forward to showing what I have.
I know that you said last time that we had spoke that you had a dedicated, I believe it was a dedicated producer or a dedicated engineer. Um,
Both. He's both. Yeah.
oh, he's both.
Donnie Klang is his name. Yeah, he engineers me, he produces me. We're still working. The more socially conscious song that we were just talking about, he just produced something for me, which is so incredible. So we're still working, but I always want to work with different people to get different sounds. Get sharpen sharpen iron, iron sharps iron. You
Yes.
know, just to work with other creatives as well.
Would you have him say somebody else produced the track? Would you still use him as your dedicated engineer, or it's just yeah?
Yeah, absolutely, because he's a musical genius. You know, I mean, he was for people that don't know, if you're not familiar, he was on Making the Band 4 with Day 26, Danny D. Kane, and them, and so he, you know. he who should not be named, noticed his talent. And I mean, that's something there, and he proved himself with the project that he put out. And unfortunately things happened, but he's still an incredible artist, and it's a shame that things didn't pan out the way he, I think he should have. But he's living his life, he's making music the way he wants to do it. And so I love working with him because he's so talented, and I can give him simple ideas, and he will turn it into something incredible. And so why stop working with someone like that?
Exactly. There's literally no reason, and that's a lot of people don't really put enough value on their engineer or their producer. Like they're like, even if they put enough on their producer, they definitely don't put it on their engineer for sure, for sure. Because like people don't
Hmm.
think that it's like, oh well, anybody can press record. It's like, yeah, there's so much more. But
There's so much more. And so he'll give me ideas because he's a singer, obviously. And so he'll say, "Oh, Bria, maybe sing it this way, maybe add this here," and that I wasn't even thinking of. And I'm like, "Oh, wow." So yeah.
do you have a specific recording process that you guys have developed? Because it's on the producer, and the each artist and producer does things differently. It's like you'll have a different
Hmm.
relationship and a different method with new producers or engineers. Do you
Hmm.
guys have a set way of doing things?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of most all the times that I go to work with him in the studio, it's in person. So with these newer producers, I'm doing it over the phone, which has been completely different. So I'm having to sit with those guys, and they're playing the different sounds, and I'm picking what I like. It's which is still similar to Donnie when I go see him, but it's just more in person. And so we can sometimes have different conversations, and just talk about exactly what I'm thinking. And he'll start jumping on the piano, and I'm like, "Okay, okay, I like that. I like, okay, maybe add this chord." So it's more in person and more personable.
Do you think that it's necessary to, because you said add this chord? Do you think that it's necessary for a singer specifically? Because I mean, for rappers, I don't necessarily think that it's the same.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's important to know the music? Like, do you need to know music theory to be a singer?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's important, because your voice is your instrument, and so if you don't have that capability of knowing where you are in that key of that song, which is, if it's, whatever the key it is, you have that scale. You have to know where those notes are, and if you don't know, I think it can kind of hurt you in a way. So I think learning the theory is important, and especially if you just want to be an all-around artist, why not learn it? I don't, like you said, as a rapper, it's not important because, you're not really singing. You're not using your voice in that way. It's a different way.
And I don't think that I mean, not to say that rappers can't do melodic, not to even say that they,
Oh yeah, they
um,
do.
you know what I'm saying? I mean, you still have to be somewhat melodic, or at least be able to hear it. You at least have to be able to hear it. But
Hmm.
I find that a lot of rappers don't want to learn theory because they don't play an instrument. It doesn't make a lot of sense to them. I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of them anyway. Like a
Yeah.
lot of rappers aren't multi instrumentalists such as yourself.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, but I do think that it does help. I really do think that it helps with the writing process, especially. Like even if a rapper knows, at least not even the keys, as long as he knows what he wants played, because some don't have any concept for what instrument it is at all. Like
You're
I
right.
had a guy that was just, um, he thought that everything was the guitar. Doesn't matter what is there, it's always the guitar. It was like that's an oboe or something. Like it's
Oh
something
yeah.
completely off, and it's like, all
Yeah.
right, you can't, you just blind to it.
Hmm.
Have you had the
I
experience?
mean,
Go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, I mean, you should at least know the basics. I mean, you can jump on YouTube, and YouTube University. But I mean, as we're talking about, I was thinking of Michael Jackson. Like, I don't know if Michael played instruments, but I remember he'd be in the studio, play it, do, whatever. He would tell them what to play.
He literally would do the I forget his name, the guy who did Don't Worry, McPherson, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
but he did. But Michael Jackson would be in there doing that same thing where he's doing all of the instruments with his voice, like just tracking over, tracking over, tracking over.
Yeah,
He told the band what to do, like, and there was very little variation from what he had laid down originally. That
exactly.
that is talent, but it's also
Yeah.
perfect pitch, though. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you start at the age that you know that some people get to start at, and you should have perfect pitch by the end. Um,
Of course.
do you have perfect pitch? And I don't mean
I don't think I.
tonally. I don't mean tonally. I mean like in your ears. Like, do you hear
Oh,
when I'm?
ear, yes. Sometimes with my voice, sometimes it can be as I, I'm always still learning and still growing. My voice is still maturing, and so sometimes some notes will be a little off, and I got to go back and do it again. But, but my ear is good. I can, play something I know it's wrong, or if I hear something, I'm like, I know what's good and what isn't. And so when people try to challenge me, it was a moment where some producer challenged me, and I was like, no, bro, I know what what I'm hearing.
And you know what you want. You can hear that. You're like, I
Yeah.
may not know. You don't even need to know the name of it. You just know that's not right. That's
Mm,
I've
yeah.
definitely I can relate to that because I produce a lot of different instrumentalists, also singers, different types
Mhm.
of music, and I may not know what scale they're even in because some of them they do that math rock and I
Yeah.
don't have any idea because they'll be changing keys and it's like
Mhm.
I don't know where y'all went, but I know that there's something wrong in there, and then they'll replay it or I'll play the recording, and I'm like, it's right there. This is what needs to change, and they'll be like, most of the time, and
That's what it
I do
is.
a lot of A/B. Do you guys do that where you're like, if he has an idea, he's like, would you try it this way? Does he just say, hey, go back in there, try it this way, or do you have to have a back and forth? It's like, no, 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 it's good.
Oh no, I when he tells me to do it again, I do it again.
Beautiful.
However many times it may take to get it right. And then if we can't, we'll come back to it another time, or we'll try it a different way. We'll sing something in a different melody or a different range or whatever, because maybe it's too high or maybe it's too low. So but yeah, Donnie would be like, all right, sing it, try it again, try it again.
You're like, yep, done.
Oh yeah, because he knows what he's talking about. He's a singer. He does this. So I'm always trying to make him proud and make myself proud. So
Yes, that's
yeah,
beautiful, because like
yeah,
his name does go on it just the same, as producing that track. So I know that me personally, like if somebody is putting it, if they're recording it here and they're gonna put my name on there as a producer, I
hmm
want the best possible product. So I'm not gonna sit
of
here and
course.
just like I'm not gonna lie to him and be like, yeah, that was perfect. We're good.
Yeah,
It's not like
yeah. No,
recording
he
studios.
he he does. Yeah, he doesn't lie. He'll tell me, I don't like the way that sounded.
Is he? How does he deal with that? The constructive criticism side of it.
He's very sweet. He's such a sweetheart. So he's never mean. He's never, he would never yell or talk to me any kind of way. He's very sweet. And so he'll just tell me, Bria, let's try it this way, or, it's a little off, whatever. But he's never been crazy about it.
That's what I like to hear because there's no reason to
Yeah.
be rude or crazy or any of that stuff. It's
No.
really just a matter of like how you take the criticism, and since you trust
Right.
that he's giving you good advice and you can trust it, of course
Yeah.
you go
Of
with it.
course, I've been working with him since 2016, so he's like a big brother to me at this point, so
Wow, that is a
yeah.
long time to be working with a producer. So y'all are probably like, yeah, y'all are probably simpatico. Like y'all are good to go.
Yeah. Yeah, we're good to go.
That's and so like that's a beautiful thing. That's something that not a lot of people have is a long term producer. Like
hmm
for whatever reason, they're moving on to another place or they move to a new location, and with
Yeah.
like you said, with everybody being remote now, it's like yeah, that's kind of a that's you deal with that a lot with dealing with new producers because there's new options.
hmm hmm
How are you liking that? Being on the phone with or being on the phone and working, you know,
with them.
yeah, separate.
I I like it. I mean, like you said, like we said, it's convenient. I mean, the new guy that I'm working with, Mansoor, he's a sweetheart as well. He's super fun to talk to. So I think just getting on the phone, we'll start talking about life before we talk about music. And so it's been fun talking to him, and then we jump into it. But it is different. It is different. I would prefer to be in person, but yeah, he's
All
in California, so
I mean, take a trip. It's vacation time.
yeah, I mean, he's been saying.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, as a producer, like I can absolutely work with whatever is sent to me. But from a producer side, that's gonna have any input on the song, like yeah, I'd rather you be right here. Let's go ahead and work through it and work it out like
Exactly.
right here. Um,
Hmm.
have you ever? So you've really only been to the one studio consistently?
Yeah, I've also started going to some different studios in the city here in Manhattan. Well, I'm not in Manhattan, but in the New York area. There's a place called Lounge Studio, which is really dope. They've worked with all the big names. So been branching out here and there when I can't get to Donnie because sometimes our schedules don't always align. So yeah,
That's such is life, right?
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. So
what do you? So like at the just for my own, I guess I'm doing customer research right now. So when you go into a studio, what sets a professional studio out for you? Like what are things that you look for, or what's some things that maybe you liked about studios?
I look for professionalism first of all. I look for just talented people that are taking it seriously, so when I see, oh, okay, they've worked with X amount of people, and it's cool. I mean, I've recorded in studios that were a little more, you know underdeveloped, so to speak. So I'm used to either, but it's just, I prefer to work with the best equipment possible to help make the music sound as good as possible. So that's what I look for.
So do you think that for those aspiring producers and engineers, would you say the equipment or environment are more important? Like, is it important that they're in a standardized space, or can they still be in a room in their house, but it is the proper equipment is there?
Hmm. You have to start from somewhere. So if what you can afford is happens to be just in your basement, or not basement, it's kind of creepy, but
It is a lot of
separate.
times. I'm just saying, it's the best
Yeah,
amount.
you never know. I mean, you have to work with what you got, and if you're a female artist, just be careful because you can get into situations. So you just have to play it by ear. And I always bring people with me, or mainly my mom, if I'm going somewhere new that I'm not too sure about. And then of course, if I've been there forever, like with Donnie, so most times I'm there by myself with him working out. But like I said, we've known each other for years at this point. So so you just have to be mindful. But if you have the budget to have a big old studio situation, then fine, do that.
Absolutely, it's going to cost. It is going to cost.
It
I
is.
can't lie.
Yeah.
The studios are unfortunately very expensive. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
the bigger studios, I understand why, but man, that is not ideal. Like I went to a studio and they wanted, it was 185 an hour, and their minimums were 4 hour blocks, and that was just for the studio. If you wanted a engineer,
Hmm.
you had to pay for the engineer too.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, that's the other thing. Pricing too. So that's another big thing. Always look for how much they charge, because they lock you in to 4 hour sessions, and yeah. So yeah,
what can you get done in 4 hours? Like what would you
I can
say?
get I can get two songs done in 4 hours,
Okay, okay.
top
That is
top to bottom.
now is that the singing only, or is that the singing as well as instrumentation?
uh I would say singing, because when I did my recorded my second EP, which was called Phoenix, I was working with a producer, and we were locked in for 4 hour sessions every other week, and so that's how I know how much I can get done. But he would the stuff was already produced,
Yeah.
so I would just go in and sing it. But with Donnie, I'm there for 2 hours, so it can take multiple sessions to get things done. So uh, it would probably take a little longer if I'm doing building the beat from scratch and then going in and recording.
Oh, for sure. It's gonna take longer, just naturally, just because you don't have to just do one thing. Do you do you like to if you're creating? Would you like to go all the way through from the creating the beat and the instrumentation to singing, or would you do you like to break those up?
It depends. It depends on if I already have something written. That can sometimes help. But oftentimes, what will happen is I will get the beat, I will sit with it for a little bit, and then start to write, and then go back and record. So.
That's I when people come here, we definitely already know what we're going to do. There's very little time or very few times
Yeah.
where I'm like, yeah, just come on, we're just gonna hang out and make some music slowly. And no, no, no. We're gonna get this done as quickly as possible because time is, as you know, I mean,
Time.
I know you're very busy. You're a very busy
Yeah.
person. Um,
Yeah.
how do you balance work, with this career that you've chosen? Because the 9 to 5 funds the dream. Um,
Hmm.
so how do you balance that and like, are you not tired when you get home? Like too tired to write type things, or it's working out? Like it's just fine.
Oh no, I'm always exhausted half most of the time. I work for SiriusXM, which is, if y'all don't know, it's major, media, entertainment, radio, satellite radio company. So I'm constantly working and doing what I'm doing for them, and then which is I'm pretty much doing equivalent of like maybe 10 jobs in one because I'm a programmer, coordinator. So there's a lot that comes with that, and so it's exhausting. And then I got to turn around, come back. And a lot of times, yeah, I am too tired to write, or sometimes I need to take a break from thinking about music because I'm constantly listening to other people's stuff. And so it is quite a balance, which I'm still figuring it out. But that's why I've been pushing myself to put out the Boy Toy song, which I was holding on to for a while. Because I was like, I don't know. I don't know if people are going to like it. And I'm like, maybe I should sit with it some more. But I was like, you know what? Let me just put it out just to get the motion going.
That's how you find out.
And exactly. So, but it is a challenge.
Yeah. With that song specifically, like now that it's out, what what would you say that song specifically has? Did it teach you any lessons? Did it um, was it a learning thing, or was it just like, you know what, I have this, and it's done, and it just came to you easily?
It came to me easily. I think it was just a testament to what happens when you just stop overthinking and you have fun with the creative process. And so a lot of times I sometimes stress about the writing and stress about the singing. And this one was fun because I was able to work with my good friend Kyle Davidson, who co-wrote the song with me. And so we wrote it in pretty much one night. We stayed up till like the wee hours of the morning writing this song, which was it was so much fun because it was just like we loved the track. The when you hear it, you'll hear it. It's like really upbeat. It's fun. It's like, ooh, what's happening? And so we just wanted to have something to match that, and we were just thinking about uh, we wanted to make people dance again. And so this is a
Yes.
record that's going to make you dance. And so we had so much fun. I didn't have to think too much about this one with
I love
writing
that.
it.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's something
Yeah.
that is. I love what you just said, which is, uh, we wanted to make people dance again. That right
Mhm.
there, all day. Let's keep doing
Mhm.
that anytime.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
because it is missing. Like it is missing in. Did you notice this year, and especially as a programmer, did you notice that there was no like defining song for this year? Like, what's the defining song of this year?
There wasn't any.
That's what I'm saying. It would still be playing on the radio if it was. Like, there's nothing
Yeah,
that's been
yeah.
playing from January to right now, and like
No.
that's never happened before in my memory. Like,
No, I mean, yeah, because last year it was just Kendrick's
mm-hmm.
they're not like us. And that was the song of the year. And this year nothing.
They kept going too. I mean, you could still play it, and people are still gonna be like, yeah,
Yep.
they get
Yep.
down. So like, I feel like there's something going on in the industry that I can't put my finger on, but it does feel like it's a little bit. It feels like it's a little bit dry. Like it feels like, but I know that there's a ton of artists putting out music, so I know that's not the problem.
I know. Because I do it every week. We have new music that we program every week. And so, but like you said, nothing is sticking really. And I think because I know there's been a lot of turnovers with labels. People have been, let go, and there's been a lot of transitions happening, especially here at where I'm working as well. So I think it's just there's a lot of people moving around, and there's not a lot of people really locked into pushing specific sounds or specific artists, and so um, and then also the music, at least for the rap space, in my opinion, has been just phoning it home. They're not really talking about anything. So
Yep. There's very few that were really that are still like pushing messaging. They're pushing like something that just is sticky like that. Like I don't know what it is. Like, folks have kind of gone a little bit too generic. Like for a while, generic worked really well. Like the
Yeah.
early 2000s, mid 2000s, generic, fine, nobody cared because it wasn't about. It
Hmm.
was just can everybody repeat it? Cool, but I mean not like us is similar to that in a hook sense. Um,
The hook is generic, but he's talking about so much in the verses. So
it's a reprieve from it.
that's yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
because he's always lyrically dense.
Hmm.
There's so much messaging inside and so many entendres. Um,
Exactly.
so, do you deal in metaphor and entendre very much, or are you more literal writing? Like
I
you know,
dabble in I dabble in metaphors. I do. I do. A lot of my songs can have double meanings, multiple meanings. So I definitely do because I like to tap into my creative writing.
yes,
All those classes
yeah.
paying off.
As I was just thinking, I was like, yeah. I mean, if was that your favorite subject?
It was not. History was my favorite subject. Creative writing, I had to work on it a little bit. I had to really work on creative writing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's very
Yeah,
interesting. As a songwriter, that's
it
kind of
is.
not what I was expecting actually.
I know.
Um, so with the videos, are you directing the videos? Are you writing the videos? Or are you just putting it in somebody's hands and going, "This is my song. What do you think would be the best?"
Uh, that's a good question. I mean, most of the only videos, like the three I have, I did give input on. I definitely did. And then a lot of times it's a basic skeleton idea. And then I have the videographer come in and they put extra sauce on it and make it all make sense.
Sauce.
So, exactly. So for Boy Toy, it's the same formula. I have the skeleton idea, but there was certain parts, and it's funny that we talk about it because like I'm an artist, I should be able to have that whole picture, but sometimes you get stuck. It's like, wait, I have this idea, but how do I build on it more? And so I'm working with this guy now who's super crazy dope with the visuals, so we have a full story coming together now, so I'm happy about it.
That's beautiful right there, because that's
Yeah.
what. Do you feel like with videos and everything, like, is it? Are you making videos for 30-second clips, or are you making videos to be epic, like Jackson style, or like like where do you fall on um, the video there? Like,
Video skill. For right now, again, it's back to the budget. So I'm thinking it's going to be a video reel. So it's going to be little short clips, but it's going to be a full story. I've seen different artists do their reels, and a lot of times they're just standing around, just bopping to the. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. I want to do something different. I want to give a full story, because like we said, attention spans are short, and so I think right now, which would be cool, is just having these short stories with the visual for the song, and so that's what we're doing.
dude, that's awesome. I think that's what
Yeah.
people need to do. So like, you're on. I mean, you're beyond on your way, but you're actually making what I would say is the moves that people that are aspiring to do this. That's
Hmm.
what they need to do. So everybody
Yeah.
needs to check out Bria. Go on Spotify or go on Spotify, YouTube. Are you still on
Hmm.
all those on all the platforms?
All of them, yeah. You can search my name, Bria Cheri, BriaCheri, and you'll see all my stuff there. I got my website up as well, briacheri.com. So yeah,
And what can they find? Are you going to be doing any shows anytime soon, or anywhere where they can find you?
I am. I'm working on solidifying it, so I will let you know. Definitely, I think it's coming up next month. I should have a show lined up, so I will let everybody know
In the
when
city?
it's. Huh?
Like, gonna be in the city?
Yeah, here in New York. It's gonna be in New
Okay.
York. Yeah, I want to get out into the different cities, but we're working on it step by
Hey,
step.
that's all it is, brick by brick.
Yeah,
So you know how
yeah.
we like to go out on the show, either performance or a acapella freestyle, or if you'd like, anytime there's always the option. I had to bring this option in, which was if you're promoting a song,
Uh-huh.
we can always put that song on. So I'm gonna give the choice. Only one person's taking it, only one, but they needed it. They said they needed it.
Okay, okay. Let me think of a song. Sing a song, sing it all day long. Okay. I'm gonna sing an Aaliyah song because it popped in my head.
Beautiful. That is perfect because that is my Exact
Oh,
same reason. I'm gonna go ahead and mute my mic, so I'll just be
okay,
jamming out.
okay. I just touched down, quarter after two. I know it's late, but I'm calling you, trying to see if I can come see you. Can I come see you? I know you're asleep, but you're on my mind, and I'm wide awake. I wanna stop by, so can you get up and get out of the bed? 'Cause I wanna see you. And I've been wondering, can I come over? Come over, come over, come over. Can I come over? Come over, come over. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Little quick one. Hey, thank you.
I I am with it. I'm sitting there going, man, that's every time I hear your voice, I'm always just exactly what a singer's supposed to do. I'm always in like this like damn, that's just beautiful. Like I just love the
Thank
sound of your
you.
voice. Cannot recommend you enough to anybody that is down to listen to great R&B. Even
Hmm.
some, it's got an edge of hip hop there because like the beats, the music there, I hear a lot of hip
Yeah.
hop in there. So
Hmm.
definitely go check her out all the platforms. We've been shooting the shits for about an hour now, so we gonna cut it until the next time. Hopefully, just keep us updated. I'll keep them updated on the shows, and I'll link to the link will be in the show notes.
Yes. Thank you so much as always, and I will keep you posted.
Who you got to say shout outs to? I'm gonna go there.
Okay. We give a shout out to Donnie Klang, love you. Shout out to my good friend Kyle Davidson. We wrote an incredible song, bro. So thank you so much, and thank you to everyone who's been chiming in and supporting me over the years. I appreciate it.
Beautiful, perfect. Until next time.
Peace.
It's the jams, people. All right, well, you heard her. Until next time, I'm gonna get up with y'all. I appreciate y'all stopping by, listening, just being the people that you are.